Hold on to your hearts, ARMY, because BTS's Jin might be gearing up to make us cry for a very different reason than we're used to. After welcoming his second nephew into the world, fans are buzzing with speculation that the singer's next solo track could be inspired by the two tiniest loves of his life. And it all started with a single, emotional sentence reportedly shared by Jin to a close circle of friends. "I feel like writing again. These little boys remind me what love sounds like." Wait, what? Jin, the worldwide handsome, the comedic king, the oldest hyung of BTS, is now potentially crafting music not from heartbreak or fame, but from the purest kind of affection, family. This tiny confession sent ARMYs spiraling into joyful chaos. The thought of Jin, cradling his newborn nephew in one arm while softly humming a lullaby into his phone's voice recorder with the other, is just too much. And apparently, this isn't just a passing feeling. Sources close to the Kim family say Jin has been spending long hours with his brother's growing household, often helping with nighttime bottle feedings, changing diapers, and even swaying the baby to sleep in a quiet corner of their home. It's in these hushed, glowing moments, surrounded by tiny fingers and sleepy eyes, that Jin's creative fire is allegedly being reignited. "He's always been inspired by human connection," said one insider. But this is the first time he's experiencing something this innocent and unconditional. It's changing the way he hears melodies. It's changing the lyrics he writes. ARMYs, of course, wasted no time jumping into full theory mode. Within hours, hashtags like #UncleJinLullaby, #JinInspiresLove, and #2nephews_a_microphone began trending across multiple platforms. Fan accounts have even created concept art, imagined album covers titled Love, seokjin, and Songs for My Stars, and AI-generated snippets of what a Jin lullaby might sound like. Spoiler alert, they're all absolutely devastating in the best way, but this potential musical moment is about more than just cuteness overload. It marks a significant emotional milestone in Jin's artistic journey. After completing his military service and returning to the public eye with a renewed sense of self, fans were already anticipating a more mature, grounded era for Jin. But no one expected it to be this personal, this intimate. "I've always loved Jin's voice because it feels like home," one fan wrote on X, but knowing he might sing to his nephews, it just hits different. "I want that lullaby. I need it." Another tweet that gained massive traction simply read, "Jin became an uncle again, and now the rest of us have to cry to baby-themed ballads sung by a man with a voice made of honey. Not fair." Even non-fans have taken notice, with parenting blogs and K-media outlets praising Jin's warmth and affection as a family figure, calling him a gentle icon for modern masculinity. "He's showing the world that real strength is in tenderness," one article reads, "and that real music doesn't always come from pain. It can be born from peace." So what might a Jin lullaby even sound like? Fans are torn between something soft and acoustic, maybe just Jin's voice and a piano, and something with deeper production, like a dreamy orchestral piece layered with ambient baby giggles and heartbeats. Yes, people are already suggesting he record his nephew's laughter to include in the track. Some even hope he'll shoot a home video-style music video, showing glimpses of his daily life as an uncle, tiny shoes, gentle touches, sleepy cradles, and quiet smiles. Imagine a scene where Jin kisses a baby's forehead while whispering a lyric, one fan imagined. "That's Grammy-worthy. I don't care what anyone says." At the moment, Big Hit Music has made no official statement about Jin's next release, but fans are holding on to hope, watching his every move, reading between every line in his Weverse posts, and preparing their hearts and tissues for what could be his most touching release yet. And if this lullaby really is coming, then we aren't just about to get a song, we're about to get a memory. One that whispers to us like a soft breeze through a nursery window. One that cradles us the way only Jin's voice can. One that will prove, once again, that even global superstars can be shaped by the tiniest hands. And just when we thought the story couldn't get any sweeter, new reports suggest that Jin has already started laying down melodies late at night, often in the quiet after his newborn nephew has fallen asleep. A close family friend, speaking anonymously to protect the family's privacy, revealed he's been humming a lot lately. Not his usual vocal warm-ups. Something softer, more melodic, like he's trying to capture a moment that can't be described with words. The fanbase is now swirling with theories about how this lullaby project might unfold. Will it be part of his official solo discography? Or will he release it quietly as a gift to fans, with little fanfare, just as he did with Abyss, the emotionally raw song he once dropped on his birthday with no warning. Jin is no stranger to surprise releases. His deep connection with fans often drives him to create when emotions run high. But this time, it's not global pressure or personal anxiety fueling his creativity, it's love. Simple, unshakable love for two small boys who don't even fully understand who their uncle is to the world, but know exactly who he is to them. They don't care that he's a superstar. The same family source said. To them, he's the funny guy who makes silly faces, buys them soft toys, and hums them to sleep. And that's who Jin loves being right now. And perhaps that's what makes this era so intriguing. Because while the world waits for big stages, high notes, and another hit record, Jin might be busy recording a song meant for just two tiny listeners, and yet, ironically, it might end up resonating with millions. Fans have even begun writing letters to Jin on social media, encouraging him to share whatever he's creating, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not polished, even if it's just for his nephews. Because to them, a lullaby from Jin isn't just a sweet song. It's healing. It's comfort. It's a reminder that at the core of all his success lies a heart as soft and tender as ever. One viral post reads, Jin, if you're reading this, your voice has already comforted us through heartbreak, war, loss, and loneliness. If you choose to sing for your nephews now, know that you're still singing for us too. And while armies wait patiently, or not so patiently, for any glimpse of what's to come, Jin himself seems in no rush. He's taking his time, soaking in the joy of being an uncle to not just one, but two precious boys, both of whom are unknowingly shaping the next chapter of his life and maybe even his art. It's moments like this that remind us, behind the stage lights, behind the fame, behind the legend of BTS, there's a man named Kim Seokjin, a brother, a son, and now a double uncle. A man who finds music in the laughter of children and strength in the softness of family. Whether this lullaby becomes a chart-topping release or stays a treasured secret between Jin and his nephews, one thing is for sure, something beautiful is being born, and this time, it's not just in the nursery. It's in the music, it's in the love, and it's in Jin. What happens when a global superstar's next muse is barely a year old and can't even talk yet? For Jin of BTS, that question might already be answering itself in the most unexpected and heartwarming way possible. Sources close to the family now whisper that Jin's lullabies, yes, lullabies, aren't just occasional hums or fleeting melodies sung in passing. Word is, he's quietly setting up a small recording setup at home. Nothing flashy, no commercial-grade studio, just a simple mic, his guitar, and his heart. It's not for a comeback, not for charts, not for accolades. It's for those quiet midnight moments when only a soft tune and a familiar voice can lull a newborn back to sleep. And here's where it gets even more emotional. Jin reportedly told a family friend, I want them to remember my voice even when I'm not around. That statement alone has fans spiraling into a collective emotional breakdown. Is he talking about military service? Is he preparing a time capsule for his nephews to listen to as they grow up? Or is this his way of preserving a part of himself in the purest, most innocent form? Armies have begun speculating that one of the lullabies could even be named after his new nephew, adding another layer of sentimentality to the already touching story. Fan art, concept covers, and even mock-up lullaby albums titled For You, Little Star, and Moonlight Nephew are making rounds online. The creativity of the fandom is in full bloom, and it's all inspired by Jin simply being an uncle. Let's be real, this isn't just about sweet family moments anymore. This is shaping up to be a new emotional era for Jin. A softer, more introspective chapter where the lyrics aren't about longing for love, but about gentle dreams, baby giggles, and the silent bond between a man and the tiny lives he now treasures. Can you imagine it? A lullaby that begins with soft ocean sounds, reminiscent of that beach walk where Jin held his first nephew's hand, a melody built around giggles recorded on his phone, whispered lyrics that speak of love that doesn't ask to be understood, only felt. It could be the most intimate music Jin has ever created, and fans know it. And here's a theory that's catching fire. What if these lullabies become part of a special release titled Uncle Jin? Fans are already tagging Big Hit with the idea, pleading for the chance to hear Jin's heartfelt creations. Not as an album for the masses, but as a diary, an audible time capsule of these fleeting yet life-changing moments.